All right, and we are live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the evening edition of Trading Bitcoin with your host, Tone Vays. We just had a pretty exciting day with the markets, both in the stock market and in the crypto market. And it is time to go and take a look at those markets. Let me just pull out the live chat. I think I got a few people looking at questions, so maybe they'll send those over. If you guys send some good questions over my way, pulling out the live chat now. Let me kill this. All right, we are kicking off the stream with about 125 live viewers. And we are good to go, guys. We are good to go. Let's go to screen share. We are on day, is this day 10 already? Hold on, I started Friday. So Friday, I started my quarantine on Friday of the prior week. Today is already Monday. So yeah, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, this is day 10 of the quarantine. So very, very interesting. Time is flying. I am kind of enjoying this time with isolation. I'm looking at markets again, getting some work done. This is great. This is really, really good. I now personally know several people that have caught the coronavirus, and it's really not a joke, and it is dangerous, and it's scary. From the people that I know got it, it's scary. Like it's, I mean, if you're in good health, you'll be okay. But man, like I sure as hell don't want to catch this thing. So I am careful and I am staying indoors. All right, let's go to screen share. Let's go to screen share and let's go to the markets. I'm going to close this. And you know what? Let's kick it off with affiliate codes. Here are the affiliate codes. Please support if you like these podcasts. Lately, the one I've been shilling the most has been the Embly card. I think I showed you guys like this. I don't have that picture now. Also, don't forget about the store, the Tone Vays merch store. We're going to have probably a bunch of new items at some point this year. The art pieces from Unconfiscatable are there. Lots of other goodies that we were giving away in gift bags at Unconfiscatable. Lots of t-shirts, so check that out. And on-demand webinars, the options webinar is up. I should probably teach another options course sometime next month. So probably in April or early May, I'll probably be teaching another options course. Maybe I'll do another round of these on-demand webinars. I got to update those slides anyway, so we're going to have to kick that off. All right, let's go straight into Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been the interesting one. I waited specifically till 8 p.m. Eastern time to kick off this podcast for the main purpose of completing the daily candle. Completing the daily candle was very, very important to me. And this candle completed absolutely beautifully. We can start to analyze this daily candle. And right away, it jumps at me that this candle most resembles, a candle that looks like this. It's a candle that completely retraces the prior bearish day. The prior bearish day and closes above that candle and has a very modest and small shadow at the top. Now, this shadow is a little bit bigger than this shadow, but it's not bigger by that much. And the relation of this shadow compared to the body of this candle is not much at all. Okay, so this is a very bullish candle, and we are now at a green price flip. And the big question is now this: will we break above $6,850? And at the moment, I cannot assume that we will. I am under the impression that we will get rejected buy this 68.50 one more time. We'll get rejected by it one more time, and then we will see what happens. Now, notice while we're consolidating here, the moving averages on the daily chart continue to go down. Let me clean this chart up for you. Let me do one of these here. So you can see these are the consensio lines. This is what Tyler Jenks referred to as consensio. These are your moving averages. They are bunched up a little bit, but you can still see the 50 period has now crossed the 128-day period. And all of these moving averages are now A, declining, and B, they're each stacked up against you. So Bitcoin price is in a very bearish posture, but it's still pretty far below these moving averages. So it can certainly pull back into the moving averages, and then we will have to reevaluate the entire situation. Okay. As of right now, I see this as a textbook 1 to 4 candle correction, and we are now entering the countdown phase. Now, if it wasn't for these moving averages creating resistance, where is the tone Vays perfect buying opportunity? Well, I don't know about a perfect buying opportunity, but I certainly see a buying opportunity on a green 2 going above a green 1, going above the bodies of these candles with a 9 in it, and at the same time entering the full-blown countdown phase to the upside. The only thing that's preventing me from being fully bullish on that scenario is the fact that we are in a bearish overall posture. So in a better world, we would get rejected by 68.50. We would pull back one more time down to the 62.50 area and then break out of this triangle sometime closer to the middle of April. That is what I would like to see, and I would be very, very bullish Bitcoin. By then, the moving averages would have caught up to Bitcoin, and if it can break above those moving averages, it would break a bunch of that resistance. All right, I got a couple of questions. Let me grab the easy one first. Someone is asking, how much does Embly charge? Well, you can watch my video with Embly, the last On the Record. If you go to my YouTube channel and you go to the On the Record playlist, you will see me interviewing the CEO of Embly. Now, I don't want to speak for Embly, the company. I am not an advisor to the company. I am not directly involved with the company. I just have an affiliate link. And they're still in beta, so you need an affiliate link to get the card. Like you can't just go and register. You can only do it through an affiliate link. They charge 2%. They charge 2% on your Bitcoin. You preload the card with Bitcoin. They take 2%, but then there are merchant and MasterCard fees on top of that, which Embly doesn't collect. But Embly only makes 2%. And the reason why I support Embly and no other debit card in the crypto space, because all the other debit cards in the crypto space are either A, owned by some kind of an exchange like Coinbase, which I can't stand, or they have a shitcoin ICO. That's your 10x, that's your crypto.com, that's your Monaco card, and those to me are outright scams. And this is why I support Embly, because they don't have a shitcoin. Look, guys, it's very, very simple. If you have an ICO, if you have a shitcoin, if you have a white paper, you are probably a scam. And I am not interested in your company. But there are plenty of companies that do not print their own money, that do not have a scammy ICO token, and have a real business the old-fashioned way. And that's what I respect. I am not interested in your shitcoin. It's a very simple question. If you have a shitcoin, you're a scam. I'm not interested. Don't pitch me your company. If you don't have an ICO shitcoin, then we can potentially talk. It's really that simple. Really that simple. I don't overcomplicate things. All right, well, let's get to a few of the other questions. I'll handle the 10 a.m. Reversal question after the aftermath of Corona. Do you see a V-shaped recovery for U.S. equities or a longer and drawn-out recovery? Honestly, it's very hard to say. It all depends how bad it's going to get in the U.S. It's too early to say. I'm not going to speculate whether it's a V-shaped recovery or a prolonged depression. I am still leaning to a V-shaped recovery, but I am not going to bet on it yet. If you believe the market is going to go down, then you have to think Bitcoin is going to go down and follow it. Yes, and kind of maybe. Here's the deal. I am expecting the market to go down. And as you can see by this chart, I am also expecting Bitcoin to go down. I'm just not expecting Bitcoin to go down to new lows. But I am expecting the market to go down to new lows because the stock market, unless I'm mistaken, did not fall 50% in a single 24-hour period. Unless I missed something, the stock market did not fall 50% in 24 hours. Bitcoin did. So that is why I am not expecting Bitcoin to go to new lows, because I am not expecting Bitcoin to fall another 50%. So if the stock market falls an additional, 30% from here, making a brand new low, I only expect Bitcoin to fall, maybe we will fall lower than this low, but I'm going to be I think it's going to be hard for Bitcoin to fall lower than this low. If I had to place, a binary bet, I would say there is a greater than 50% chance we're not going to see a below a $6,000 price in Bitcoin ever again. I'm not going to put a lot of money on this bet, and I'm not, and don't even ask me to bet in a live chat. I'm not going to bet strangers, but I am pretty damn bullish on Bitcoin right now. And anytime Bitcoin dips, I'm a buyer. I need to start wearing my buy the dip shirt. Okay. This is what I needed. This is what I was waiting for. So while everyone else is now scared shitless, waiting for a $2,000 Bitcoin, I am not. I am now officially a bull. So if you are a tone-based counter trader, please sell all of your Bitcoin and drop the price so I can freaking buy it. Okay, please. Okay, so let's move on. Where are we here? Let's take where we want to go. Let me look at a few of your other questions. Take a look at Litecoin versus Bitcoin. I don't know. I don't really care. I don't know, maybe. What percentage of the $2.2 trillion of the US money printed coronavirus aid could find its way into Bitcoin? Almost zero. As crazy as that sounds, the answer is almost zero. Almost zero, virtually zero of the $2.2 trillion is going to find its way into Bitcoin. No one that is going to take money off that aid is going to go put it into Bitcoin. That is not how scared, shitless people operate. Those that are on unemployment, they are not going to collect that money and speculate in Bitcoin. Those that are already in Bitcoin are probably doing okay, and they're not going to get a lot. They're not going to get a lot of that money. Okay, so I see very little of that $2.2 trillion going into Bitcoin. Okay, very, very little. That's my view on it. I could be wrong, but that is my view on it. Okay. The majority of the people are now more worried about their job, while other people are praying that they will get fired so they can get $600 a week for the next, 9 months, because that's probably more money than some of them make. So the majority of the people now are not interested in Bitcoin, which creates the perfect environment for Bitcoin to actually rise. That along with the halving. Okay, more questions. Oh, no more questions. Okay. You know what? I can glance. I can entertain. I can glance at the Litecoin chart versus Bitcoin. Well, I haven't looked at Litecoin, and let's see what the TradingView blockchain, which has always been more immutable than the Ethereum blockchain, tells me about the last time I looked at a Litecoin chart. The last time I looked at a Litecoin chart was in November of 2019, and this one was in October of 2019. Nice. So let's go and take a look at them. Open link a new tab. Open link a new tab. What is this? How are they different? I'll just take a look at those two. It's not really BTCE anymore, but back in the day when I made these charts, it was BTCE. How likely is it that the halving will not cause Bitcoin to go up? See, you're missing an element of time. I don't believe the halving will immediately make Bitcoin rise, but give it 6 months after the halving and it will certainly rise. Yeah, I can check Nifty. How much of your portfolio is in Bitcoin? Well, compared to shitcoins, it's 100% because I don't have anything else, right? Now, if you're talking how much of my portfolio versus cash and versus other assets are in Bitcoin, more than should be. Okay, this is Bitcoin. This is Litecoin versus the dollar. Oh, Litecoin is in serious trouble. What about Litecoin versus Bitcoin? Litecoin is totally screwed, like totally screwed. No one needs Litecoin. No one needs it. We have Lightning. Nobody needs Litecoin. Litecoin, one more halving and Litecoin dies. It literally dies. It's going to die. Here's my projection for Litecoin. It is going into the negative, and that's where Litecoin will eventually be. Now, this is Litecoin versus Bitcoin. There's really almost no hope left, right? Because you have one last level. Like you've already made it below this double low. You swung up a little bit, and that's it. I mean, you're done. You have one last area, and that's this. That's it. That's the ultimate low. That's the final low. That's the final blow to Litecoin. Litecoin goes below this area, the February 2017 versus the price of Bitcoin, and Litecoin's done. Litecoin's done. I mean, it's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. All right, come on, let's save it and close it. Litecoin versus the dollar. You're on a red 6 on a weekly scale. I can move it to a daily scale. It's not interesting. It's not interesting. You have one last level of support. It's right here. You go below this area, and it's gonna crash. You know, I mean, look, Bitcoin is not going below $3,800. I mean, it can, but I don't believe Bitcoin will go below 3,800. Is Litecoin going to go below 24? Hell yeah, Litecoin's going to go below 24. You can trade it all you want, but God, please don't hold anything on a Trezor. This is the kind of shit you hold at an exchange, like a hot potato. So you can get rid of it the moment you want. All right, let's see what else we got. Let me get this horrible chart off the screen. I'm really looking at this. This is oil. This is the 3-day oil chart. And it topped absolutely beautifully on a 9. And then it hit a 9, did a 1 to 4 candle correction, and entered the countdown phase, was just completed on a combination of combo and a 9 buy. And while this is a 3-day candle with 2 more days to go, and as much as I really wanted the weekly candle on oil to give me a 9, another 9, or a combo 13, or as much as I really wanted oil to give me a brand new daily 9, and as horrible and as bleak as the prospects for oil look, I almost have to start looking at buying oil tomorrow. Look, oil made it to my ultimate low target of sub $20. It made it by 75 cents. Do I really want to pinch pennies here? I mean, I'm going to enter these trades for the longer time horizon. Speaking of oil trades, I did enter one today. I'm not going to talk about the details of the trade, but I will mention the company. I saw the chart. If you're in my notification service, you watched me mention the chart. Oh, wrong chart. APA. This is what I was eyeing. This caught my attention. The daily chart looks terrible. Look, I'll admit the daily chart looks bad. The daily chart is what I would normally say short the shit out of this. It's about to break to new lows, and tomorrow you're going to have a red 2 going below a red 1 potentially. That is the daily chart. But my trade wasn't based on the daily chart. My trade was based on the weekly chart, and my trade has a very long time horizon. And the weekly chart has a very different picture. The weekly chart is showing me that this thing just fell 90% this year. And this company may collapse. It may go to 0. But you know what? In the last few months, I have missed and made very good opportunities off of stocks that fell from way up high into the sub $5 range. Okay, and we can go through some of them, right? We have, I actually know them by heart. We have Tilray. Tilray was just a monster. You know, this is the weekly chart. I mean, Tilray went from $2.20 all the way to $10. Okay. We have GoPro, which has not moved yet. And I do have a position in GoPro as well. I picked up GoPro off of this weekly 9. And on a daily chart, I picked up GoPro over here. I picked up GoPro. I like these stocks. I mean, I've been eyeing GoPro for like a year now to try and time the ultimate low. What else was there? There were a few others. I was looking at Macy's today, but I can't pull the trigger on Macy's. I looked at it. I looked at options. I did my best. Look, maybe if I saw this 13, there was a double 13 here. There was a 13 here. The 9 was coming. Maybe if I saw the 13, maybe if I saw it sub $5, I would have done it. And right now it would be barely above the entry. I mean, like, I'm eyeing it. I'm looking at it. I love the weekly 9. I love the daily 9, but it's a goddamn retailer. It's a retailer. And couldn't do it. Couldn't do it. But you know what? But the oil industry is not going anywhere, guys. It's not going anywhere. So when this came up in the notification service today, I took the trade. I'm not going to talk about the details of the trade. As usual, it's an option spread trade. And I over-hedged on some of my other trades. But silver, same thing. So silver is another one, right? Like, there's only so far silver can go. As much as I think silver is no longer money, like, how do you not take a trade on silver that has just fallen 40%? Like, you gotta take it, and it gave you a 9, right? You gotta take that trade. So I took the trade. Okay. So when I saw APA today, I took the trade. Now, this thing can have horrible earnings and it can go down to $2. And maybe Exxon's going to buy them. I don't know, right? But I think this gap is going to close eventually. And my trade is on a horizon that will give me the time to close that gap. And I am looking for other opportunities in the oil sector, right? I may not buy oil outright, but you know, earnings is coming. You know my rules, don't hold anything through earnings. So maybe if it crashes on earnings and gives me that elusive sequential and combo 13 and maybe a double 9, that ExxonMobil could be a buying opportunity. Maybe, we'll see. But yeah, so these are the kinds of things I'm looking at. Ford is another one, by the way. I mean, I know it's a car maker and Tesla is going to eat its lunch, but man, again, it's, what are we down? We're down 60% in what, 3 weeks? No, more than that, 3 months. It's a weekly chart. In 3 months, down 60%. You know, I mean, I didn't have a good entry. I didn't have a good opportunity to get in. Well, if that's a 9, then I just straight up missed it. But no, I didn't have a good opportunity to get in. I'm not in for it. Well, like the sequential didn't give me an entry, so I'm not in that one. All right, let's see your other questions. Bitcoin weekly chart with Heikin-Ashi is looking like it could easily set up a 9. However, regular candles do not look like it will happen. Do you recommend using regular candles instead of Heikin-Ashi? You know, it's really up to you guys. The monthly chart looks so much cleaner on Heikin-Ashi. Okay, like, let me drop the. Look, here's the traditional candles. The 9 is 1 month off the high, and there is no other 9s. You put it on Heikin-Ashi, and look what happens. You have a 9 at the top, and you have a 9 at the bottom, but now you're price flipping. But that's the monthly chart, okay? Let's go over to the weekly chart, and let's look at Heikin-Ashi. I'm not a Heikin-Ashi expert, guys. I'm really not. Heikin-Ashi is on a 5. Can Heikin-Ashi give you a 9 buy? Well, maybe. You will have to wait and see. The 5th week has just begun. You still need a lower weekly close. And I think a lower weekly close is going to be very, very challenging, whether that's on a traditional candle or on a Heikinashi candle. I think it's going to be very, very challenging. Let's go back to traditional candles. I think it's going to be very challenging to get a weekly close lower than 5,300 because, see, it's not just getting a new weekly low close. That weekly low close would be significantly lower than the 200-week moving average this time around. So if we do get a close below 5,300, I will then be very, very bearish. Unless it happens like next week, and then I'm still going to be optimistic that a 9's coming. Okay, I got more questions. Can you possibly look at PCG and TLRY? Well, I just looked at TLRY, and I made it clear to you guys that I have a trade on TLRY. I would love to see this pull back. My trade stopped making money above $5. I would love to see this come back, and slowly too. I don't want it to come back really quickly. I mean, it went up too far too fast, right? That's an exponential rise. What did it go up? 3x? 4x? Guys, that's a 340% rise. That's a lot. That's a lot. It's going to pull back. You can throw a Fibonacci on it at this point. You know? Let me get a magnet in there. You can throw a Fibonacci on there. Right here, that's reasonable. That's borderline reasonable. You know, if Tilray goes below this level here, then it will probably make one more new low. And to be honest, if it makes another low, I'm going to go in again. I'm going to go in better this time because this thing can certainly move. And what was the other one? PCG. What the hell is PCG? Oh, Procter & Gamble. I knew that. Procter & Gamble. Let's take a look. Beautiful 9. Well, no, let me scratch that. Not a beautiful 9, but a 9, giving you a buying opportunity. Well, if Procter & Gamble gets some toilet paper in stock, they might do really well as a company. I mean, it's bullish. It's a defensive name. It how much did it fall? It fell more than the market, which is surprising, which is very surprising. You know, had I known that Procter & Gamble was sitting at an 8, a setup on a going into a double 9 at $7 after dropping 65%, I would have strongly considered it. I mean, Procter & Gamble's not going anywhere. Scratch that. Clearly, they're not doing something right. Why the hell did Procter & Gamble fall 95%? I may have to rethink this. I mean, back when, like 20 years ago, Procter & Gamble was, hey, there is Netflix and then there's Procter & Gamble. You know, it was, well, one is a new high flyer and one is a stable company. I can't believe the stock is down 95%. That's insane. I don't think they're gonna collapse. I don't think they're gonna collapse. I don't. Look, so Procter & Gamble, I mean, they've been down here before. And they've made it from $6 to $70. It's not a, I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to rush in and buy it. It's not exactly in an industry that's going to lead us into the 22nd century. But I'm pretty confident they're going to recover. They're not going to zero. So that's interesting. That's interesting. I prefer, more of the tech sector stuff. The consumer staples sector is not of much interest to me, but I'm surprised. I might take a look at this tomorrow. Maybe there's some good option spreads here I can pull off. Zoom continues to do really well. Man, that was a good buying opportunity. Sequential didn't really help you, but there's the 13. So the trend has played out. I would not go into Zoom. Zoom was up big this morning. And then I stopped watching it. Ooh, you know what? I would love to see Zoom pull back to this area. I would love to see Zoom pull back to 120. That would be very interesting. Oh, I had the wrong ticker. Let me see here. PCG. Hold on. Oh, PG is Procter & Gamble. All right. Oh, that makes so much more sense. Oh, God, that makes so much more sense. I could not believe Procter & Gamble was like $4. You guys saw my face. Like, that made no sense at all. This makes so much more sense. Yeah, I mean, it made no sense for Procter & Gamble to be down that much. It's made no sense at all. Yeah, Procter & Gamble barely budged. That makes sense. This makes sense. Makes perfect sense. Charts make sense again. Look at this. This is Procter & Gamble. I mean, yeah, it fell like everything else, but this makes sense. So now let's go back to what the hell PCG is. Well, I don't know what this is, but I'm now, see, here's the thing, right? Now that I know this is not Procter & Gamble, and I have no clue what this actually is. What is this? I'm going to Google it in my other monitor. I am more interested in buying this company now. Like when it was Procter & Gamble, when I thought this was Procter & Gamble, I was not interested in buying it. But now that I know this is not Procter & Gamble and not knowing what the hell this is, I am actually more interested in potentially buying it. But I am curious what it is. PG&E Corporation, what the hell did they do? Pacific Gas and Electric Company. Okay. All right, so they're in the oil and gas industry. Great. Perfect. So when the oil and the gas and the industry recover, this should probably do okay. This has become a lot more interesting. A lot more interesting. Cool. I'll probably forget about the stock tomorrow, but a lot more interesting now. All right, what else we got? Look at the weekly chart of CBA Bank Australia. Oh, I was going to look at the Nifty. Look at the Nifty. Nifty. India. How's India doing? Not good. Not good. You did bounce off a weekly 9. Was there a daily 9 inside the weekly 9? Oh, by the way, I have this thing. I have my when it loads. Boom. See, all I have to do is pull up the daily chart and I can see if the weekly was on a 9. So the weekly was on a 9 right here, and the daily is on a green 2. And the monthly is not on any 9s. So look, you had a daily 9, the weekly 9 was the following week. You can bounce here, but like all the other markets, I think that there's still some more downside left in the market. I mean, I'm leaning a little more bullish than bearish here. You just completed all of the 13s. But, you know, the Indian market is going to be at mercy of the US market. Not many exports going out of India right now. Bitcoin hash rate. Well, the Bitcoin hash rate's not that interesting. It's not as interesting as you guys think it is. Let me close this Litecoin chart. By the way, look at how the 4-hour chart beautifully held the setup trend line. Beautifully. It's the green dotted line there. That's GBTC. That's Bitcoin dominance. Look, the hash rate's doing just fine. It's doing just fine. Give it more time. I mean, there's not much analysis to do on the hash rate. CBA Bank Australia. Looks good. Bottoms on a sequential 13, had a 9 combo 13 a few days prior. It had a monthly sell right here. And no weekly buys. So, I mean, it's bullish. Looks good. I think the banks are going to be fine. This is not a banking crisis, guys. I mean, this thing fell 40%. If it fell more than the overall stock market of Australia, it'll probably rebound more than the stock market will. Look at the previous low on the monthly for crude. Don't you expect a full retracement or no? Check Boeing. So if we go back to crude, that's gold. Gold is like schizophrenic. I don't want to deal with it. If I look at the monthly chart on oil, look, I think oil will rise. I think oil will have its day. Beautiful 9 right there at the top. Oh, God. Monthly 9. You know, when was this? I remember. I remember sitting at my desk at Bear Stearns when this was happening. This was a month before Bear Stearns collapsed. July of 2008. Boom. July of 2008. I want to pull up the indicator. I want to pull up my scripts. You guys don't have this yet. It's the multi. You guys don't have the multi. But then you have to move it to another pan. I have to wait. So there was a daily 9 right there. Daily quasi 9. I guess I can flip the chart to weekly, but I just want to pull up the, there it is. Boom, apply. Oh, it goes right into the pan. So let's see what we get. For my numbers. Where's my data? What's going on? Oh, does it not go that far back? Oh, that sucks. So let me do this. I'm going to do bar replay. Boom. Put it right there. All right, what's going on? Does bar replay not work? Why does it not work on futures? Oh, come on. That sucks. Anyway, we had a daily 9. What did the weekly look like? Let's go over to 08. Ah, the weekly didn't give it to me. The weekly was off by about a month. It was in June, not in July, but the monthly was on a 9 in July. All right. Okay, it is what it is. Look, realistically speaking, oh, a beautiful buying opportunity. Oil probably has some more downside, but I'm going to take a chance and I'm going to start buying. COSPI. Yeah, I can take a look at that. I have my indices. We can go through the countries. I haven't done it in a while. You know what? Let's go through all of them. I'm going to do it off the daily chart so that I have my, so I'll know what the weekly is doing. Dow Jones currently bullish. S&P 500, we look at all the time. NASDAQ currently bullish. Again, I still think, I don't know if we're going to get to a 9, but I am bullish going into tomorrow. Transportation. And not as bullish as the others. UK. And not as bullish as the others. What's Sands? That India as well? How come it's not Nifty? Actually, I'm not sure what that is. Anyway, not as bullish as the others. Was on a weekly buy though. KOSPI, here you go. Ooh, that looks good. That looks bullish to me. It's on a 6. You got a few more days. Beautiful 9 daily. No weekly 9 though. Beautiful 9 daily. And finally completed the sequential. Wait. Something is wrong. I'm on the combo. Oh, okay, I'm on the combo. Okay, never mind. It's not wrong. That's a combo number. I'm like, not a sequential number. I have to change this. Ooh, for a second there, I thought I had a bug. Sequential. because that's a 13 and that's a 7. And I'm like, what the hell? How's that possible? There you go. Yeah, it's completed. Completed all of this. Got a 9. 1 to 4 candle. Look how textbook this is. Look how textbook this is. You got a 9 sell. You break setup trend. That means you are more likely to get to a 9. You got to a 9. You had a classic 1 to 4 candle correction, which is not in the DeMark textbook, but it would be in the Tone Vays textbook of how to trade the indicator. Then you continue with the countdown phase and you fully complete all of them. Combo, aggressive, and sequential. You completed them all. And you had another 9 right at the low. What a perfect example of a textbook DeMark sequential. And this is bullish, and I am expecting it to get to a 9. And because this 9 is going to be below the setup trend line, it is very likely to reverse. Neutral to slightly bullish. China. Let's look at China. And not as bullish as the others. Brazil, not as bullish as the others. VIX. VIX should probably be up here. VIX on a daily 9 top, which was also a weekly 9 top. And I'm not sure what's going on here. And yeah, VIX is going down, so which is bullish for the market. Let's look at Australia. Oh, that's bullish. Looks good. Very clean. Very similar chart, by the way. Tops with a 9, completes this aggressive and sequential, not the combo, off of this 9 here, and then gets you a 9, goes straight down, did not even give you a 1 to 4 candle correction, gets another 9, but it was completing the countdown phase. Once again, did not get to the combo, but it fully completed them all. This is very good. Looks very good. Looks bullish to me. Same thing. Looks bullish to me. We already did the Nifty. Oh, that one completed the combo as well. Oh, no, it didn't. Never mind. TSX, Toronto. It's bullish. It's also bullish. Everything's bullish right now. RUT, that should also be up here. The Russell, bottomed on a 9. Germany. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful lows. Still fairly bullish. Japan. Oh my God, can you have more green arrows in a small amount of space right at the low? Jesus. I don't think I'm going to get other, opportunities like this. Like I was not, I was still like traveling, trying to get back to the US from South Africa. Though I was somewhat in front of the market, but I wasn't like fully immersed in trading. Jesus. Wow. I don't think I've ever seen like anything like this. And there was a weekly 9s. Wow. Wow. Japan. The euro, oh, 913 right at the low. And finally, Canada, also a 9 at the low. Look, a lot of ducks lined up across the entire world telling you that this is a bottom based on TA. Based on TA. I mean, yeah, I know that the government put in that package and they printed trillions of dollars, but TA, you didn't need any of that. You could have kept the TV off. You could have kept the news off. And you still could have gotten in, not even knowing that the government is printing trillions of dollars. TA would have gotten you in. Well, some TA, not all TA. My TA would have gotten me in. My TA did get me in. I was bullish. I just started exiting a little too early. So that's it. That's look at the global indices. Let's see what else we got on the questions. Boeing. I was going to check Boeing. Let's go back to stocks. Let's look at Boeing. Wow. 13. No 9, unfortunately, but like the other airlines were giving you 9s. Missed it by 1 candle. And nothing on the weekly, though. I mean, it's pulling back. I don't know. That's a good-looking end to the candle. I'm leaning more bullish right now, but I think the market still has a few days in it. I think we have a few more days, and then we're going to pull back. What else we got? Man, that's a tough question for me to answer, guys. Your family and ancestors lived through communism of 1917 to 1990 in the USSR. Can you, well, I'm old enough, I lived there as well. Can you address what the real issues are under this type of regime as the West is currently shifting to communism? As long as Trump is president, the West is not shifting to communism. It depends on who's going to be the next president. Okay, there's a reason why I voted for Trump, and there's a reason why I would vote for Trump again. Granted, he's not handling the situation all that well. But if Bernie Sanders or Hillary Clinton or many of the others that are trying to on the Democrat side, trying to get into the presidency, and many of the senators, they are virtually communists, and that's a problem. And it's going to be a big problem. So let's see. Let's talk about this after the next election, right? Because if Trump gets reelected and hopefully not get assassinated and, has decent health, then we don't have to worry about communism in America for at least another 4 years. How likely is a death spiral if we go under 3,000 after the halving? Not as likely as you think. I think Bitcoin will be fine. I will mine. I'll buy miners. I'll start trading full time. I'll run a hedge fund. I'll make millions and millions of dollars so I can waste it all on mining electricity. Like, Bitcoin is too important. It's not going into a death spiral. It's not. TLT. I took a look at TLT last time. It's bullish. I mean, it did top right here on a 9 weekly. Once this indicator shows up, you'll see it. Boom. I love this thing. Weekly 9 right there. But we're good. Monthly is on a 3. Weekly is on a red 1. But the daily is on a 6. So all we got to do is go a little bit higher. We still have to complete the setup, the count. We still have to complete the countdown right here. Countdown is still good. And we could top on a 913 right here, but I don't know. I think the stock market still has some, lower lows to go. Maybe not ultimate lower lows, but I think the stock market can go lower. And people are going to run into the safety of bonds. I think bonds will go higher, but that's just an opinion. All right, guys, I think it's time for me to, wrap this up, but please check out the affiliate page. Please check out the affiliate page, guys. Um, my favorite thing to shill is, of course, the Embly card. And that's because I just spent an unreasonable amount of time working with my graphic designer to get these graphics for the Embly card. I like I was saying on the I'm like really excited about this. I love it. And I don't know which one I'm gonna get. I love them all. It's impossible to choose. But maybe I'll get them all. But yeah, I absolutely love the Embly card, and that's a way to like, and they're really really cool cards. They're thick and heavy, and talk about a conversation starter with any merchant as to what the hell is this. Trust me, I was using it all over South Africa. Every time I handed it to someone, they're like, "Oh my god, I've never felt a card this heavy and this metal." And boom, here comes a conversation about Bitcoin. If you want a way to, start a Bitcoin conversation, it's this or the watch. That's another good conversation starter. The Cryptomatic. So check these out. Please support with affiliate codes. Of course, we have the store and on-demand videos. Look, I talk about sequential all the time. If you really want to learn it, I have a webinar that goes into detail on it. Maybe I'll teach another webinar, making an all-day thing, and yeah. Oh, let me go back to 100. And options webinar is now up on sale. There you go. That's pretty much it. The financial summit is still scheduled for November. The first week of November, we have the financial summit. We also have Understanding Bitcoin taking place in Malta the first week of October. And that's how you can support, come out to these events, and you can support my work if you like this show. All right. All right, guys. That's about it. Quarantine day 10, and I still have enough meat and plenty of liver to keep me going. All right, guys. And man, so this quarantine has really kept me away from drinking alcohol. I know you've seen me drink alcohol in a few episodes when we were playing poker and stuff, but online. But no, I really kept drinking to a minimum, which is great. So my liver is getting a break while I'm eating animal liver, which is probably the healthiest thing in my fridge. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all bright and early tomorrow morning before market opens. I think there will be more upside over the next 24 to 48 hours. And then I think the stock market will top sometime later this week, and it'll tip Bitcoin with it. But the stock market will fall more than Bitcoin will this time, in my opinion, which can change by tomorrow morning. All right. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you all again soon. Please subscribe if you haven't. Follow me on Twitter if you haven't. I am so close to breaking 200,000 Twitter followers, and maybe sometime this year I'll break 100K on YouTube. Thank you guys, and see you all on the next one.